Hello, and welcome to another episode of Armbar Audio. I'm your host, Tim Farley, and next to me is my trusted companion,
Shawn Spears. What's up, everybody?
So, of course, we are here on a Thursday evening to talk about last night's AEW Dynamite and NXT.
That is true.
Alright, so first, earlier this week, we got to find out that there would be a mid-card title in AEW, and there would be an 8-man tournament for said title called the TNT Championship.
Skabow.
First round. We're going to do our predictions here.
Yes.
Cody versus Shawn Spears.
Cody.
Sammy versus Darby Allin.
Darby.
See, I could go either way with this, as given what happened with Darby and Cody at the end of AEW Dynamite, but Sammy has been begging for an ass-kicking by said Cody Rhodes. So, to me, it doesn't matter who wins.
Yeah.
But I'll go Sammy just because you went Darby.
I want the Darby-Cody rematch.
That would be good.
Looking at the other side, we got Kip Sabian and Dustin Rhodes.
I believe Dustin will take care of Kip Sabian.
I'm going to say Kip Sabian.
Really?
Yeah.
See, because I think... I'll explain it after we get done with all the predictions.
All right.
Lance Archer versus Colt Cabana.
Uh-oh.
The Murder Hawk Lance Archer
versus Boom Boom
is going to beat Boom Boom.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Then you have Archer beat Cody's brother. Cody beat Sammy or Darby. And then you have the Archer-Cody blood feud that Jake Roberts wants so much.
Yeah, this has to be how we get to it.
And of course, you know Cody, he can't have the world title, so it would be great to have him get this title, but it's not going to happen because Cody is selfless and puts over everybody. So,
yeah.
Lance Archer is going to be the first ever TNT champion. If that's what I think.
I agree.
All
I'm
right.
in agreement with you.
Hey, Brian, how are you? Nice to see you
there he
on the
is.
stream. Thanks for always supporting us.
We're going to talk about our regularly scheduled Dynamite broadcast. Emanating live tonight from emanating live last night from QT Marshall's personal gym, I found out.
Really?
Via the internet. We were trying to figure out if it was the Nightmare Factory or the Jacksonville Jaguars training facility. I found out from, I believe it was JR that said it. It was QT Marshall's
it had to be
personal
Tony,
place.
Because JR wasn't there.
No, I mean JR said it like online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, you know what? It was Dave Meltzer.
So the first match to start off AEW Dynamite was Kenny Omega against Trent. And boy, was this a barn burner.
Oh boy, let me tell you. I will say Trent Barreta. Trent, ? His stock went way up in this match because my man went 19 minutes with Kenny Omega and gave him a damn good fight.
Yes, there was a slide out, baseball slide German, tornado DDT from Trent. They went to the outside and Omega power bombed Trent into a pillar. Two nasty V triggers and a one-winged angel took the match in Kenny's favor. And afterwards, both men gave the sign of respect. This match was fantastic. If you're going to watch any match from AEW this week, make sure it's this one. And every time we seem to see Trent in singles competition, it seems that we say his stock goes up. Because the last time was against Rey Fenix, and it was fantastic.
Right.
So, next,
we had a appearance by the Exalted One, Mr. Brody Lee, Mr. Exalted One, whatever you want to call him. Whatever you call him, he's going to get pissed about it.
Don't yawn in his presence.
No, don't sneeze either.
Because, nothing's open. So why would you be yawning?
Yeah, that was such a great moment. He said, "Nothing in the world is open. Why are you tired?"
So what do you think about the Exalted One character?
I think it's wonderful.
I'm intrigued, and I am in for the ride. I don't know if I'm fully on board yet.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting to see Brody Lee in this type of position. It's obviously, he's drawing a lot of Vince McMahon heel archetypes from, stories we've heard from various people in books and interviews.
Right.
I think it's very interesting. I wouldn't mind it, though, if to keep with the suit and tie look, I don't care if he keeps his hair, but maybe cut the beard or just keep a mustache or something. I don't know, because he still has that look. And I don't know how well it jives with the suit and tie.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Moving on to a match between Hikaru Shiina and the debuting Anna Jay.
Yes, Anna Jay is a resident Georgian. So she had a couple good spots, like did she do like either a swinging neck breaker or a flying neck breaker, or flip over neck breaker or something like that.
Yeah.
But this was mainly the Hikaru Shiina show.
Right.
With a lot of strikes, winning with the Falcon Arrow. But what else happened was that Hikaru Shiina was on the outside, and there was a little back and forth between her and Britt Baker.
Yeah.
So this match did what it was supposed to, which was raise Hikaru Shiina up as she is the number one contender, and added a little dash of what might come after Nyla Rose.
Yeah.
Which I thought was good. What'd you think, John?
I think the match itself was fine. Anna was definitely more impressive than some of the debuting stars they've had recently.
Mm-hmm.
But Hikaru Shiina continues to impress, and I think will continue to impress until somebody beats her, and I don't know who that's going to be.
Speaking of recent debuts and stuff, if you follow along with AEW Dark and such with Anna Jay, I think it's really cool that Tony Khan and Cody and the Elite are using resident indie wrestlers on their show and giving them a platform, even if it's for one match or not. I think it's pretty cool.
It's really cool to do, especially in this current climate of canceled bookings and these indie wrestlers losing income.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're moving on to my favorite picture of the evening.
The debuting Murder Hawk Lance Archer versus Marco Stunt. And boy, oh boy.
Oh,
John, why don't you talk about it?
Well, I don't know when. I think it's traditionally 3 days after the passing we hold the funeral. So I'm looking forward to Marco Stunt's funeral on Saturday. I'll tell you, the kid, he's not a kid. I mean, he is a kid, but he's not a kid. He compared to Lance Archer, he sold his ass off.
Yeah, he bumped
But
and
he had
sold
to.
like a pro. Lance Archer hit the blackout. He did the New Japan thing where he came down to the ringside and hit over camera crews and stuff like that, which was really cool to see him keep that persona. And after the match,
He fucking the way he threw him into the turnbuckles to start the match was sickening.
right?
And he plowed him over like how Keith Lee does.
Yeah, the Beal. And then after the match, he gets little Marco on the apron. Mr. Fun Size on the apron and choke slams him into the crowd.
Which on that side consisted of the Gun Club and I think Brandy Rose.
Yeah. I thought this was good, but to make Lance Archer feel even more of a danger or threat, they could have used maybe
Jungle Boy.
bigger Georgian wrestler.
Georgian?
Yeah, like a big wrestler on the Indies down in Georgia.
Okay.
Just so like he's. I mean, comparatively, most of the roster can throw Marco Stunt around.
Yeah.
But if you have Lance Archer hitting a blackout on a regular sized or a heavyweight wrestler,
yeah,
that's going to seem more impactful. But I still enjoyed it. It was still very entertaining.
Yeah, I'm hoping this eventually leads to a clashing of heads between Luchasaurus and yeah. I loved the entrance promo from Jake Roberts, where he talked about he said to Cody,
Brandy wears the pants.
and he says, maybe you're smarter than you look. You might be smart enough to be afraid.
Right.
Jake Roberts continues to be a genius on the microphone.
AKA himself.
Even when he's not technically holding a microphone.
Right.
How's he doing? I don't know. He's a magic man.
First scene. No, you don't. Talladega Nights, baby.
Yeah, I know. What was I saying? Oh, I hope this leads to an eventual clash between Lance Archer and Luchasaurus.
Right.
I don't think that should be a feud. I think it should be a one-off. But I want to see it happen.
So, wasn't there a promo with Moxley and Hager?
Yeah, there was, but...
And it had a very sports-like feel to it.
Yeah, very sports-like. Wasn't able to get a lot of info on it, unfortunately. But it was basically...
to hype up...
It was to hype up Moxley and Hager in 2 weeks.
No DQ for the title.
Yeah, no, it's more for the title. Empty arena match. Their own empty arena matches.
I guess they're going to kick some of the heels and some of the faces out of the seats.
Yeah. Or maybe, I'm hoping that implies that it'll travel around the facility a little bit, much like we saw with Tommaso and Johnny Gargano on NXT a few weeks ago. But we are going to get into the highlight of the evening, I'll say. Chris Jericho is the highlight of AEW Weekly.
Dumbass kiss.
Kenny Omega is the biggest pumpkin-headed dipshit I've ever seen.
What do you say about Nick Jackson and Matt Jackson?
He said Nick Jackson should take a month maternity leave and hire his bozo brother. Loser, something like that. Boneheaded, maybe, he said.
Yeah, but the maternity leave thing.
But yeah. And as he's speaking, we get... it's not dumb. I can understand why some people would think it's dumb, but I'm personally enjoying it because I love over-the-top, ridiculous Chris Jericho. But as he was speaking...
I also love full-blown delete Matt Hardy.
Yeah, definitely.
His stuff in Impact was way better than the WWE produced shit.
Duh. But as he's speaking, we hear the buzz, a familiar buzz of Vanguard 1 version 2.0 approaching. And Jericho finally sees this, and he gets out of the hot tub to reveal that in said hot tub, he is wearing full trousers, leather pants, belt and all. And I don't know who does that, other than Le Champion. But
he offered a baby-sized Inner Circle shirt to Vanguard 1 to get him to join. And Vanguard 1 pulled away and stole it. And he released the Hounds, which were a bunch of hilarious rich people dogs.
yeah,
which means
poodle, chihuahua, pug, the whole gamut of non-threatening dogs.
it was hilarious.
Very good stuff from Jericho this week. I'm looking forward to the deletion.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Release
he
the
did
Hounds.
he apologized. He still yeah. Unfortunately, Jake Hager wasn't there to say sorry for him, but I think the message got across. Moving on to the Dynamite debut of the Natural Nightmares, QT Marshall and Dustin Rhodes, going up against two no-name members of the Dark Order
Number 8
that were
and
called
9.
number 8 and 9.
This was to put over Dustin and QT Marshall mainly.
Yeah.
It was an okay match.
They've had a few decent tag team bouts on Dark recently. This was their TNT debut.
the what you should get out of this segment was the end, where the Exalted One, Brody Lee, appeared after 8 and 9 lost, and he came out and put them down.
Yeah.
So he is a tyrannical leader.
And it should be. I'm all for it. Moving on to the main event of the evening.
A little teaser of the matches in the tournament to come. Cody and Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara and Shawn Spears.
There's nothing wrong with Shawn Spears.
Oh, right. Anyway, so there's a couple of things here that I'd like to talk about.
Yeah.
First off, when Cody came to the ring, he usually jumps in, but Darby, of course, was sitting in his place.
His jump-in spot.
So it screwed up Cody's entrance.
It was pretty funny,
and
actually.
Yeah, and Cody went up to
was
him and
trying to,
tapped him a
make sure
couple
he's-
times to see if he was all right. It's like, haven't you ever watched a Darby Allin match, man? He sits in the corner and then he darts at you.
Yeah.
At one point, they had the heel team were betting with money, real money, to see how long they could hold Darby Allin in a vertical suplex. Shawn Spears lost said bet as Darby eventually turned it into a pinning combination.
Right.
The match itself was pretty good. Good action from all guys involved. The heel team ended up winning, but Sammy Guevara,
Yeah.
Brandy Rhodes, he wanted a kiss from her for his vlog, and Brandy stole his phone, which is awesome.
Right. It was fantastic stuff.
The heels did win, like I said, and after the match, Cody went to check on Darby, and Darby, like a vicious hound, attacked Cody and put him down.
Yeah.
So
Big shove.
He was like the Pomeranian.
Yeah. So, not something I would consider a heel turn. More of an outburst of frustration.
yeah,
Darby's never been exactly friendly with anyone. So, this did enough to get me hyped for the tournament starting next week. I'll say that.
yes, we know, Sid. He's not a heel. All right.
But Shawn Spears is.
AEW this week gets a B+ from me.
I'll give it A-. Moving on to next. It's next. Knee slapper, kicking it off with Velveteen Dream versus representing the Undisputed Era, one Bobby Fish.
This match is a precursor to Velveteen Dream versus Adam Cole. It was a pretty decent match. Velveteen Dream had control early on until Bobby Fish worked on Velveteen Dream's leg. Bobby Fish had Dream in a choke. Dream rolled out of it, hit the Dream Valley driver for the win, and then cut a promo on Adam Cole afterwards. This was good. John?
Yeah, match was fine. Velveteen Dream, I'm still excited to see every week. Bobby Fish, my personal favorite wrestler of the group of Undisputed Era. Adam Cole being my favorite character. Yeah.
My favorite wrestler is Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly?
Yeah. I really like him.
Yeah.
Next, we had Malcolm Bivens being interviewed, and he said that he looked all over the world because he is a businessman for the biggest, baddest tag team on the earth, and introduced his associates, Rinku and Sarav, and called them Endus Share, and all three are known as Bivens Enterprises. These dudes are big and sick looking. They kind of remind me of the Samoan Hit Squad in WCW. I like it. I want to see more of it.
I agree. Our next match, we got the re-debuting Dexter Loomis and the debuting Jake Atlas. Dexter Loomis is one intense motherfucker. I'll say that. He did not.
I don't think he blinked.
He did not blink for the duration of the match, and he comes out to this really creepy music, like really creepy, like.
Yeah, he's a straight up creep. He did like
straight up creep.
He did like that body slide out of the ring, like slithered out and onto the floor,
Like
which was really weird.
Like how Victor from the Ascension used to.
Yeah, but creepier in some form or fashion. I really liked that Jake Atlas had a lot of offense, even though this was obviously Dexter Loomis's match.
Yeah.
Dexter was mainly a brawler, bruiser type. Jake Atlas hit Insiguris, Ranas, and suicide dives.
Yeah, Jake Atlas is very much your quintessential cruiserweight type guy, whereas Dexter Loomis, a lot of strikes, a lot of hard hits, and a lot of submission stuff.
Yeah, he hit a spine buster, and he ended up hitting a sidewalk slam into.
Yeah, and he actually, I don't know what the hold is called, but his finisher is the same hold that Jake Hager uses.
And Edge started to use.
Yeah, where the arm and the neck are trapped.
Yeah.
It's what Jake Hager choked out John Moxley with last AEW Dark. So it's a good move to use. I had a few notes about how I felt about Dexter Loomis. Dexter Loomis, I think I've come up with why he is the way he is. I think that he can see ghosts.
Yeah.
Because the way he just looks, it reminds me, I recently adopted a cat, and my favorite thing about cats, yeah, much like that, is cats can see ghosts, I'm convinced. Cats will straight up stare into a corner for like half an hour and not move. And I think that when Dexter Loomis is in his dressing room or at home, that is what he does. He just sits and stares into a corner, not moving.
Absolutely.
And I said, yeah, Dexter Loomis is I can already tell going to be one of my favorite acts on NXT.
One of my most anticipated acts on NXT had a sick promo, Killer Cross, TikTok.
Yeah.
He's going to be here soon. They started showing his face and him striking, so I expect him to be here sooner than later.
Yeah.
We see footage of Johnny and Ciampa from 3 weeks ago building up the empty arena match next week. We then got a 6-woman gauntlet match with Shotzi Blackheart and Deonna Purrazzo opening. Deonna got the better early on until she got hit with an enziguri and a cannonball in the ropes. A senton off the top rope from Shotzi, and Shotzi moved on. Xia Li came out, and there was a lot of strike dodging, which was really cool to see. Shotzi tapped Xia Li out with like a seated cattle mutilation. And if you don't know what that is, that was the move that Bryan Danielson used on the Indies and ROH, where it's kind of like a full Nelson, but on the ground.
Yeah.
And he's flipped over. But in this case, the recipient is seated for Shotzi. Then Aaliyah came out. There was a lot of pinning combinations. Aaliyah slammed Shotzi's head into the canvas. Tiger suplex by Shotzi. And then she tapped Aaliyah out with the seated cattle mutilation again. Kaden Carter came out. Shotzi hit a modified GTS. Carter hit a big dropkick in the corner. Shotzi hits a running knee, a DDT, and a senton off the top to put away Aaliyah. And then came the final participant, Dakota Kai, with Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Dakota Kai took it to Shotzi, and Gonzalez made her presence felt. Shotzi with a Saito suplex and suicide dives onto Gonzalez and Kai. Gonzalez tries to throw Shotzi into the post, but Shotzi falls backward and pushes Gonzalez into the post. Kai catches Blackheart coming in from the ring and hits the go-to kick, I think they called it, for the win. This was a good way to keep Shotzi hot, even if it's not her time yet.
Right.
This was also for the final spot of the 6-way ladder match, which will happen next week. The match is a ladder match to determine the number 1 contender for the NXT Women's title. It will be Io Shirai, Dakota Kai, Candice LeRae, Mia Yim, Tegan Nox, and Chelsea Green. John, what did you think of this gauntlet match?
I thought that Shotzi Blackheart looked fantastic.
Absolutely.
And I would not be surprised if Shotzi is next in line once all the current shenanigans with the NXT Women's title are put aside.
Yeah, they definitely have something big planned for her eventually. The next match was Kushina against Joaquin Wilde. Now, I know a lot of people don't watch 205 Live.
Yeah.
But 205, Joaquin Wilde has been on NXT and 205 Live, and he doesn't really get a lot of offense in or time. A lot of the time it's a tag team or multi-man match. But this match, he actually got in a good amount of offense against a great competitor in Kushina. At one point, Kushina was running into the corner, and Joaquin Wilde went to flip up, but Kushina tossed him up in the air and kicked the living shit out of Joaquin Wilde's arm.
Yeah.
Joaquin Wilde ended up tapping out to the cross arm breaker, and afterwards they shook hands. But what happened after the match?
So, if you remember, a few weeks ago, we saw Raul Mendoza out in the parking lot area, and he was abducted. That's the only word to use, by masked men. The same masked men...
Suited luchadors.
Suited luchadors. The same suited luchadors abducted Joaquin Wilde.
Lucha House party is recruiting.
I really don't think that's it.
There's no Kalisto right now. They need to build their numbers.
Yes.
They need to come in headstrong with everyone they could take. Bring them in, put a mask on them, and start spinning those fucking things that they do in New Year's like they always do. Blow on some kazoos like they do. It's going to be a banger.
So they're the Dark Order.
The Lucha Dark Order.
They kidnap people and put masks on them.
Yeah, except they're fun.
Yeah, except they're fun.
They make you happy. We get you after match that you lose, and then we give you reason to be happy.
All right. I'm all about it. I'm here for it. The main event of the evening is quite possibly... So, we definitely have 2 match of the month contenders that happened on the first goddamn day of the month.
One being Kenny Omega versus Trent, and this match right here. The North American title on the line. Keith Lee, Dijakovic, Priest. You know what it is. This match was awesome. Damien Priest really shined throughout, I believe. Let me look at my notes. Priest goes for a leg lariat on Lee, but Lee caught him and threw him into Dijakovic, who went for a choke, but all 3 went for strikes, and they all ended up kicking each other down. Priest hit a flatliner on Dijakovic. DDT by Priest to Dijakovic. Dijakovic had Lee on his shoulders like a doomsday device, and Priest hit Lee with a leg lariat off the top. A double choke slam by Priest and Dijakovic onto Lee. Priest razor edges Dijakovic to the outside, but Lee caught him, and Priest took them both out with a rope-assisted senton. Priest turns a choke slam into a dragon sleeper, and Dijakovic lifts him up and throws him into Lee. Lee powerbombs Priest multiple times into Dijakovic before a spirit bomb, but Dijakovic broke the pin up. Rana off the top by Priest to Lee, and a diving elbow from Dijakovic, and Dijakovic and Priest kick each other and fall on Lee for a 2 count. A chokeslam off the top to Lee, and a corkscrew moonsault by Dijakovic for 2. Then a feast your eyes, but the nightstick from Priest hits Dijakovic's knee. Lee punches Priest out and hits the Big Bang Catastrophe on Dijakovic for the win, retaining the title. Keith fucking Lee.
This was like, and it wasn't long. This was like a 15-minute match. It was 15 minutes of chaos. It was so awesome. As every time Keith Lee and Dijakovic are in the ring in any capacity, it's awesome.
Yes.
And throwing in Damien Priest with this one, this is a match that I would have never seen Punishment Martinez have.
No.
He's a completely different person.
He's a completely different character.
And it's amazing.
Yes. I still think, since they're not going to use Babatunde as the bad luck Fale for Prince Devitt, Finn Balor, that they should use Damien Priest. I think that would be a great tandem.
Yes.
But NXT this week gets an A- from me. Yeah. No. Let me think. A- for AEW, B+ for NXT. I feel that NXT all around the matches were better, but I feel the storytelling and the vignettes of AEW outweighs NXT.
Yeah. So, B+ from me for NXT as well. Next week is going to be very good. Both shows are going to be amazing next week because we're getting the tournament and we're getting that awesome ladder match. So next week's going to be fantastic.
We're getting the, I believe we're getting Gargano and Ciampa as well.
Maybe. I don't remember if
It's
that's
either
next
this week or 2
weeks.
weeks.
But this Monday coming, April 6th, in probably late afternoon, maybe early evening, we are going to be coming at you with our review of nights uno y dos of WrestleMania 36, which they are, for some reason, still running with a pirate theme for. This is a bizarre situation, is it not?
Yes. I'm not actually jazzed to watch WrestleMania this year. There's some outcomes I'd like to see.
I'm always excited for WrestleMania, but this year it's definitely been lessened by all this
Corona.
insane bullshit that is plaguing the wrestling business.
Well, not just the wrestling business.
Not just the wrestling business, but
the world.
I'm not saying that everything else is good. I'm just saying, god damn, it's really messing up the hype.
What do you mean, Brian? What the hell am I smoking?
When you were
talking about the Lucha House Party?
because you're insane. You're an insane man. It's not the Lucha House Party.
It's
Nobody
true.
gives a fuck about the Lucha House Party.
I give a fuck about the Lucha House Party.
No, you don't. You did
Lindsay
it until
Dorado
2 weeks
Grand
ago.
Metal League are great wrestlers.
2 weeks ago. I've had enough.
Anyway, Monday we will be
WrestleMania.
reviewing WrestleMania, and Thursday we will be coming at you with NXT and AEW before 3 p.m.
Yes.
because that's when I have to go to work.
Yeah.
So, whether it's morning, noon, or night, you have a great one. Peace.
I just almost flipped off the camera for no reason.
Peace. Love to all of you. Bang! Bang!